Corn has exploded higher plus 7.87% to $483.25, a historic single-session move that demands your attention. In this video we break down what is driving this and what it means. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. It is Sunday, August 16th, and this is your complete global market briefing. Investors are selectively buying in some sectors while reducing exposure in others. Let us start with a quick look at how the major global markets are positioned today. Starting with the major global indices. S&P 500 is little changed, hovering near $7,785.76. Equity markets are responding to reports that S&P 500 notches record high close as rate hike worries ease. NASDAQ 100 is broadly flat at $30,046, awaiting a fresh catalyst. Equity markets are responding to reports that not Nvidia, not AMD. This chip stock will be the biggest winner of the historic RE semiconductor boom, the motley fool. Dow Jones is trading lower by minus 0.20% at $53,732. Investor sentiment is being shaped by strong RE earnings lift S&P 500, NASDAQ as inflation data calms rate hike jitters, Kitco. DAX edged higher plus 0.53% to €26,440. The move follows reports that oil prices rise as OPEC cuts 2026 demand growth forecast amid US-Iran talks deadlock, 15 outlets compared, News Cord. FTSE 100 slipped minus 0.21% to £10,750. Investor sentiment is being shaped by strong RE earnings lift S&P 500, NASDAQ as inflation data calms rate hike jitters, Kitco. Now let us turn to some of the biggest names in global equities. Nintendo surged plus 6.91% to 8,900 yen in a significant session. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Nintendo's fiscal first quarter profit and revenue beat estimates, despite Switch 2 sales slump. With momentum this strong, traders will be watching the 9,434 yen level closely. A clean break there would confirm the uptrend and could bring in additional momentum buyers. Risk management remains critical, always size positions according to your own risk tolerance. Sony surged plus 5.73% to 3,912 yen in a significant session. Investor sentiment is being shaped by is Sony stock a buy as profit growth outruns its valuation risks? Yahoo Finance. With momentum this strong, traders will be watching the 4,146 yen and 72 sen level closely. A clean break there would confirm the uptrend and could bring in additional momentum buyers. Risk management remains critical, always size positions according to your own risk tolerance. Tata Motors plunged minus 4.32% to 334.50 Indian rupees in a significant session. Equity markets are responding to reports that JLR profit falls 69% as supplier fire, Middle East conflict hit quarterly sales, automotive news. Jaguar Land Rover order bank and production volumes are the earnings swing factor. Range Rover and Defender remain sold out in key markets, which is a strong near-term pricing signal. JLR balance sheet deleveraging is ahead of schedule. Watch for any semiconductor supply update that could unlock further production. BHP made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 3.31% to $61.35. Investor sentiment is being shaped by China is taking on mining giants to reorder a $190 billion market, mining.com. China property market stabilization is the single biggest catalyst for iron ore, and hence BHP near-term earnings. Any positive PMI or construction data from China would move the stock. The copper growth story is intact regardless. Now let us dig into the macro picture driving these moves. Geopolitical risks remain elevated. The move follows reports that oil prices rise as OPEC cuts 2026 demand growth forecast amid US-Iran talks deadlock, 15 outlets compared, News Cord. This is keeping traders cautious and supporting flows into defensive assets. Investor sentiment is being shaped by strong RE earnings lift S&P 500, NASDAQ as inflation data calms rate hike jitters, Kitco. Rate expectations remain the single most powerful macro driver for equities and currencies right now. Investor sentiment is being shaped by strong RE earnings lift S&P 500, NASDAQ as inflation data calms rate hike jitters, Kitco. Turning to commodities. Brent crude climbed to $88.52 per barrel, up 1.67% on the session. Traders are reacting to news that S&P 500 ends higher as CoreWeave results fuel RE optimism. WTI crude edged higher to $82.40 per barrel, up 1.42% on the session. Traders are reacting to news that S&P 500 ends higher as CoreWeave results fuel RE optimism. Natural gas ticked up to $2.73, up 0.22% on the session. The move follows reports that oil prices rise as OPEC cuts 2026 demand growth forecast amid US-Iran talks deadlock, 15 outlets compared, News Cord. Gold climbed to $4,437.30 per troy ounce, up 1.69% on the session. Safe haven demand is being supported by reports that gold price tops $4,400 as cooling us inflation fuels Fed rate cut hopes, Cryptorank. Let us give you our near-term view on corn. With momentum this strong, traders will be watching the $512.25 level closely. A clean break there would confirm the uptrend and could bring in additional momentum buyers. Risk management remains critical, always size positions according to your own risk tolerance. In the currency markets, Euro to US dollar is at 1.16, gaining 0.37% on the day. Pound sterling to US dollar is at 1.35, gaining 0.31% on the day. US dollar to Japanese yen is at 159.31, losing 0.08% on the day. The move in the dollar reflects reports that RBI closes forex deposit window for NRIS early after $52.3 billion rush, the Indian Express. Here is your market watch list heading into the next session. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. We do the research so you do not have to hours of analysis distilled into actionable daily briefings. If that is valuable, please hit the like button. It is the single best way to support independent market analysis and help us reach more investors. Subscribe and turn on notifications for tomorrow's briefing. Drop your view in the comments. Are you bullish or bearish from here? That is all from MTRS_Market Pulse for today. All analysis is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always consult a qualified financial advisor. Trade safe, and we will see you in the next one. That is your full global market briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily updates.